Were you watching that Liverpool match the other day?
But other day, I mean yesterday?
That's the one.
Yeah, always.
I mean, I have to say the other day for the podcast because this will be released well after it was yesterday.
So it was back in the day.
No, it wasn't a Thursday. Yeah, and so I was watching it. And what a crime against humanity.
Yeah, there's still fallout from it.
This, like, I'm okay with losing to a team because they're better. But I'm pretty sure Liverpool outplayed Tottenham at 10 men and possibly was outplaying them with only 9.
And I watched it from the time they were down 10 men the whole time. So from the time I watched it, we were the better team.
It just really put me in a mood where, like, I don't know. It felt like drowning my sorrows at the pub. Drowning my sorrows, having a pint, and having a really good song and some mash.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so I thought to myself, there's got to be another word for really good song.
For a really good song?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's called legit.
I don't think that legit and mash just doesn't sound right,
okay.
though.
Legit mash. Band name.
Legit mash.
Yeah. Rolls off the tongue.
Terrible band name.
Rolls off the tongue with extra P's.
No, and then I was thinking, maybe there's some sort of sausage that would go well with this mash.
Everything is always about sausage. Ever since we started this podcast, it's always hot dogs, wieners, sausages.
I don't talk about them at all. You keep saying what a great hot dog hand model it would be.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
You'd make a banging hand model. That's all I know.
Well, now we're doing banging? I thought we were doing banger. I've been setting this whole thing up for nothing.
What are you talking about? That was a setup?
Yes. It's not my fault you have no idea what bangers and mash is.
I know a really good song's a banger, though. What's the last banger song?
And you didn't help me with that. You said legit.
Because Too Legit to Quit by MC Hammer.
You know what? Let's just start the podcast.
Come on, Slangers. It's going to be a banger.
Slanging and banging.
I'm Dan.
I'm Matt.
And we are slanging and banging. The word's banger, right?
I guess so. I guess we'll get to it eventually, right? Yeah, banger is the word.
It's a hell of a word.
It is. It could mean any number of things.
Yeah, that's one of those words that it's the full spectrum. It's completely innocent or completely the opposite of innocent.
He's good with words.
Yep. I get paid by the word. I can't just say one word. I had to say the opposite of innocent.
Wait, you get paid?
Well, in compliments. And in emails from our listeners.
There it is.
Yeah. I'm rich. I'm flush with cash when it comes to emails. All 5 of them.
Yep. Got me beat 5-0. I had one that agreed with me, but that wasn't really,
5-1.
They were still writing to you.
They were technically writing to us. They were just picking my side.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. They didn't start with Dan. They were like, dear hangout, slangout.
Anyways, banger has so many different meanings.
This could actually go international too.
Like, sure. We sort of did in the intro a little bit, but yeah.
I totally made it international in the intro. I don't know what you were doing in the intro, but that's neither here nor there. Or
one more word, you get paid by him. Go ahead. Figure out what that last word is.
Here nor there, which, when, where, why, how, and except after why, right? Yeah. Got this.
He's a writer, ladies and gentlemen, of actual books that people have read.
Yep. I'm also like, a karaoke rapper on the weekends.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. So I'm really good with these words.
Okay.
Banger, slanger.
Anyways, so banger has a lot of different meanings.
Okay. Should we do the official meaning first?
Well, no, let's not. We'll get there eventually. I think growing up, watching the amount of sports I did, person who is like a heavy hitter in football or hockey from time to time would be called a banger.
Oh yeah, yeah. So like just for something personal for the listeners, between us, like one of the very first times we actually hung out, away from our wives.
We don't actually hang out. Go ahead.
Yeah, we barely could stand each other. Was when we got up to the crack of dawn to watch our lovely boys from Liverpool play at the local pub here. That I think, is it the only one that supports them?
No. We just went to a random British pub that day. They were playing City that day, I think, right?
Yeah, it was a big game. But no,
they're not the local Liverpool pub. There are a couple of those, but that's not one of them. Actually, that one also no longer exists.
Mm-hmm. And we actually had bangers and mash, I guess, that morning, right?
I think we actually had bangers and eggs because I think it was a breakfast platter.
I could have sworn they had the one that came with it all.
It could have been
with the beans and everything.
It could have been. I might be misremembering. It's possible.
So what else do you got for the banger then?
I know in the past I've heard the phrase 3-banger or 2-banger, but I don't know what banger meant to, or I don't know what banger referred to in that particular instance. I think it was like multiple somethings that you had, like drinks or food or something.
Is it a word you've used, or
what? No, that's what I'm saying is like I probably have used it at some point, but it's been so long since I've used it in that way that I don't know what it meant now.
I've heard it used for like a good song, or in the vein of music, or I've heard it used like that. I haven't technically said it seriously personally, but I've heard that used like, oh, this is a banger, because I think I'm too old for that. Like I feel like it came around used in that way.
Yeah, I think we're more likely to use slaps than we are to use banger, just based on time frame that it came out. Banger is definitely more new. Oh, well, going back to our youth a little bit, that's another banger, is someone who thrusts their head back and forth at a rock show. That would be a headbanger.
Yeah, which I would never just said banger. I would have said headbanger.
Maybe it had something to do with these super tight jeans that you were wearing.
Yeah, that caused lots of concerns in my life.
Where, I don't know.
Well, and you see the result of that now, right?
Yeah,
super pretty, really nice hair, but dumb as rocks, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, the last point's definitely accurate.
No, Dan, you're not dumb at all.
No. That last one was right. The first two, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, so I mean, yes, you're right. You would have said the entire term of headbanger. You wouldn't just call them a banger.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that anybody would have ever called anybody with a nicely fresh cut set of bangs a banger.
And after headbanger, actually, we started getting called dirt bags. Like that was the thing. You had long hair, we were into that. You were a dirt bag. I'm like, really? That's great.
That was the name of our baseball team at Long Beach State University.
What? No.
Yeah, it was really weird. Our baseball team had a different mascot, if you will, than the entire rest of the school.
Was it a bag of dirt?
Well, I mean, when I say mascot, I don't mean that like there was legitimately something dressed as something.
Yeah, you really just grabbed a Walmart bag and put some dirt in it?
I guess it was a slang name. The team's slang name was the Dirtbags.
That fits. You fit.
I didn't play there.
Mm-hmm. You couldn't even make the team on the Dirtbags?
It was a college baseball, like one of the top 30 teams in the entire country. So, and I stopped playing when I was 12. Do you know how hard it is to make a college team when you stop playing when you're 12?
Well, I don't know. The Dirtbags, maybe you showered too much to make the team?
Adam's out there. He knows there's no way I would have made it. I balk every single time I'm on the mound. It was almost comical. We were playing an adult league game and nobody could pitch the entire time. So I pitched a couple innings.
You should have called me.
But it was in Long Beach and I didn't know you and you're not good at sports. But
tomato.
Yeah, but I was pitching and I hadn't pitched since I was 12. When I was 12, you couldn't take a lead off the base. You didn't have pickoff moves. You were never throwing from the stretch, like any of that stuff. So I was having to teach myself all that stuff on the fly just based on watching baseball as long as I have. And we got the only umpire in adult rec league baseball to legitimately care about whether or not a pitcher was committing a balk on the mound.
Okay.
Which basically means you've reached your set position and then you move slightly before you go into your motion. And I kept doing it because I'm fidgety. And he called every single one of them. I was like, what are you doing? This is not a real world thing. Like, we are playing adult rec league baseball.
Yeah, this is the Sunday league, man.
Yeah.
So would a home run be called a banger? Could you call the home run a banger?
You could, I guess. I mean, hang 'em and bang 'em was a phrase used in baseball for like, you'd get kind of a soft tosser up on the mound and everybody would be able to take a solid swing at it.
I would assume any sporting event, though, or any game. Like
in baseball, there's baggers, like one bagger, two bagger, three bagger, four bagger for single, double, triple, home run.
Okay. I've heard that.
But
I would figure you could refer to a really good game or an exciting game as a banger.
Didn't Metallica have an album called like Saint Banger?
Yes, it's called Saint Banger.
That's what I thought.
You're such a good music fan.
Yeah.
Well, Saint Anger's, a lot of people say it's not a
But their best album was definitely the Lack album.
Well, you dropping the B's? Are you like a Crypt?
Yeah. Oh, what?
Crips and Bloods, my friend.
Yeah, I know, but you ended with a T, like a hard T, and it was really weird to listen to.
Crypt.
Yeah, that's what you put a dead body in.
Well, yeah, that's what the Bloods did.
I don't think we should be talking about this on this podcast.
Yeah, I know. Shh.
You know, they got nothing better to do than to listen to podcasts, and now there are hits out on it from both sides. So what does UD say about banger?
I don't know. Which dictionary do you use?
I don't know. I stopped using the dictionary. I let you do all the research on this thing now.
Oh, well, then I don't need the UD. I don't need the Urban Dictionary to tell me what a banger is.
Yeah, you do. Please look it up.
A banger is a piece of meat that you hand model on the weekends. Right? His silence I will take as a yes. Urban Dictionary, banger, a super awesome song. And most of them fall under that. Something great, a hit or a classic. Song that makes you feel the need to headbang to the beat. Okay, I've heard that. Yeah, that makes sense. I've heard that before. Let's see.
So based on that last definition, though, do you think that banger came from because I feel like banger now, when you hear somebody use the term in reference to a song, in general, it's sort of that hip hop R&B sort of song that gets labeled a banger.
That feels straight 2000s to me, like when that would have picked up.
But what I'm saying is, based on the last definition, something that makes you want to bang your head to it, then do you think it came from the world of rock and then basically got usurped?
Yeah, we could go with that.
Or got hijacked or got...
Banger, I've never heard this version of it. A person who is very good and a very strong fighter.
Interesting. That's not entirely dissimilar to what I was saying about football and hockey players.
Yeah. Here's a little more sensitive version of banger. A girl so hot that when you turn your head that second time to check her out, you turn to your friend and say, damn, she's banging. So I could see that fitting.
That's interesting. Yeah, because banging, also a slang term, not necessarily discussing it this episode, although we could if we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I suppose if you said something was banging, by extension, that thing would be a banger.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, totally. And obviously the banger, an English sausage, usually quite long and filled with bread and pork, according to that. And so
Typical
what
Brits.
came first, though? The
Chicken.
The egg. Damn it. That's the new that's your new restaurant, right? Your breakfast restaurant?
I want to tell you something.
Is this something that they can hear?
Yeah, absolutely. We were working on a menu item, and it had chicken. Might have had two forms of chicken. I don't really remember why I did. Oh, it had like chicken and an egg or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I was really close to naming the item Cluck Cluck Deuce.
I would actually cry.
Yeah. And that's why I chose not to do it.
Come on. You don't want to see me cry? I would order that every time.
I know you would.
Oh, you just call it the Madison Special. Because that's my middle name.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And I don't want my first name on that anywhere.
Too late.
You call it the Hoso Special?
Daniel invented the term cluck, cluck, deuce.
It's the greatest name ever.
Except
Not for a band, though.
Well, for a duo, like Simon and Garfunkel could have been cluck, cluck, deuce.
Sure.
Or Camilla and one of her other chicken friends in Gonzo, they could have been cluck, cluck, deuce.
Or you could just stick to my original thought. And when you open your breakfast / dive bar, what was it going to be again?
I don't know.
Something like that.
They started building in so many different directions that I got lost in what it was. And I was like, this is the perfect reason why we can't do this right now. It's very confusing.
But Cluck Cluck Deuce is the perfect breakfast name. It's a banger. I bet everybody would agree.
Sure.
Because it's chicken too, right?
Yeah, but what's the two?
Well, like chicken, but you're having chicken again as also like TOO. Or it's chicken the sequel because it's so much better than the first chicken. Because it's not just Cluck, it's Cluck Cluck Deuce. Right? Like part deux. And chicken deuce. Deuce is obviously the other term for when you got to go number 2. That's a poop. Just imagine like the t-shirts in the
Oh, I'm imagining
the advertising.
Nobody would be allowed to wear them in public.
The money prints itself.
We'd have people arrested on the streets every single day for wearing that shirt out in public.
But that you can't beat that kind of like press.
You can if you have to bail a whole bunch of people out of jail for wearing a t-shirt.
that's their they chose to wear that. You didn't make them wear it.
No, but you made the shirt.
Yeah, but you have no. You didn't make them buy it.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. See, you're fine. I'm technically like a banger of a lawyer on the side.
That was the most tangerine dream.
Say that 3 times fast.
Tangerine dream, tangerine dream, tangerine dream.
Okay, now I got vertigo. I got vertigo of the ears now. So back to banger.
Yeah.
Obviously, is the English version of it? Like, would that have come before our stupid versions of headbanging?
Are you saying is that patient zero?
Sure.
Yes, probably.
So how old would that be? Like hundreds of years? Or
I mean, it's sausage. Yeah, I would say 1600s, probably 1700s. I mean, curing started before that, but I would guess bangers. But even with that, like, yes, that version of that term is the older version, but I don't think that version is what led to the other version.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, historically, the term bangers was in use as far back as 1919.
1919.
Yeah, but British sausages started to be more widely called bangers during World War II.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess they were more into blood sausage before bangers. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
So what song or songs would you call a banger? Or would you call bangers, I guess, if it's multiple?
Oh my God. I mean, that list would be long.
Okay.
I already started this podcast.
I'm not saying tell them all.
I started the podcast with Too Legit to Quit. The ultimate banger.
Do you really think that's a banger?
It's no Ice Ice Baby, but I mean.
Why are you just picking the worst songs of our generation?
Yeah, because it's easy. Do you want me to go current or like?
No, anything. Just pick 3 songs. I'll limit you so that you don't.
Radio Gaga by Queen.
Sure.
Love that. Michael Jackson's Dirty Diana. Love that song. It's my favorite Michael song. Used to sing that in the band.
Explains why you don't have a band anymore.
Well, yeah. Michael sued us, so he didn't like our name.
That's why he had that one album called Teaser. Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he stole it right from under us. I think that's what he was going to name his album Dangerous Teaser, but then we took it before him, so he changed.
Is this going to ruin? Is talking about him in this way going to ruin Jaden's chances with his daughter?
with Paris. Should we tell him that story?
Should we tell Jaden that story? He was there for it.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, you mean the listeners?
Yeah. Should we tell him? Oh, maybe I should save that. So come back. Well, I will tell you the story of when Paris Jackson might have hit on my son. I don't know. All the facts are there that suggest that that's what happened, but I don't know. Anyways, his last name isn't Jackson yet, so fingers crossed.
Guess who I'm gonna have to tag?
And and I already told him I will take the Jackson name as well if he pulls that off.
Perfect.
Yeah. The dream come true.
I mean, it should be a dream come true for you. It's going to be so much easier to spell.
Yeah. True. Comes with a lot of baggage though. But I'm willing to take it.
Yeah, but just think, you sound like you will end up sounding like an 80s cop, like 80s movie cop.
Like Axel Foley?
Like Dan Jackson.
Wasn't there a Jackson one? It starred Carl Weathers. Oh, what the hell was that name of that? Action Jackson? Wasn't that what it was called?
Oh, sure, yeah.
There you go. All goes back to the 80s. But if you guys want to hear the full story, let us know. I will tell you in full. But
if you don't want to hear the story, let us know. We'll still tell you in
yeah.
episodes for sure. But make sure that you let them know that you do not want to hear the story.
So you give me 3 bangers for songs.
You only gave me 2.
Oh shoot, man! This man can count. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
So I'm getting nervous. If I name somebody,
Radio Gaga.
If I name somebody who's still alive, I'm afraid they're going to pass away because this is what happened to Smash Mouth.
Okay, so pick only dead people.
Should I pick a?
You might as well just say "Walking on the Sun" at that point. Can't kill him twice.
Is that really a banger?
No.
Okay. Do the Kardashians sing?
No, and you can't use it as a weapon.
I can't?
No.
Damn it. All right.
Also, people closely related to the Kardashians do not sing either. I'm looking at you, Yee.
Yee. You gonna spell that for us?
Y-E?
Yeah. It's all right. I'm gonna clip that anyways.
Perfect. Wait, what?
He doesn't need any more stupid press.
I just wanted to call him out for being terrible at what he does, and everybody loving how terrible he is at what he does.
I feel like he's like religion, like you're supposed to think it's good, and he's not. Like it's just gotten so far
It's a weird analogy, but I'll allow it, I guess.
I mean, I guess I could pick something other than religion, but it's like there was a moment when
You're avoiding
good.
your third song.
Oh, well, maybe I was going to pick him.
You were going to say Gold Digger, weren't you?
No, I was going to say Stronger, which is actually still a pretty good song. Oh, I got one. Mr. Ladies Love Cool James. Mama said knock you out.
LL, take cover. We all love you here at the show, and we don't want to see anything terrible happen to you. But since you're the only living member of the set that he picked, we need you to protect yourself.
He's fine. He'll be fine.
If he starts knocking things out, yeah.
All right. Throw 3 bangers up. Or should I give you a different thing other than songs? Should I give you something else to pick?
So, no, because I think we sort of established that for the most part anymore, it's related to songs. So I think songs fits. And when I think banger, I think a song that I can't hear without loudly singing along.
Total Eclipse of the Heart. He does it all the time. Bonnie Tyler.
Thank you. I don't not sing that, but that's not where I was going. Never Gonna Give You Up is for sure a banger.
Okay. That one had to earn banger status though.
How did it have to earn it?
It was lame when it came out.
No, it wasn't. I've loved that song since the moment it came out.
Oh,
just because Rick Rolling got popular later doesn't mean the song wasn't good to start with.
You know how uncool you were back then if you really liked Rick Astley.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do know how uncool you were.
Yeah, I do. Wait, why does that make me uncool?
Because the only people who liked that were soccer moms back then.
That's not true.
Yep.
Well, hopefully someday you're giving up. What else? What song by Billy Ocean am I thinking of? Because Caribbean Queen keeps jumping into my head, but it's not that song.
Is it Get Out of My Dreams?
Get Out of My Dreams, yeah. Absolute banger.
That is a pretty catchy song.
Yeah. And then I would be remiss to say anything other than Power of Love. I got to belt that out every time it's on the radio.
Yeah, we've been in a whole, like, we've had this weird affinity of, like, we've just had a crush on Back to the Future lately. And
because it will never age. It will always be the perfect movie.
And that song just fits it to a T. Like, it's pretty cool.
Just another gift that Huey Lewis and the News gave us.
So, okay.
Actually, what's his name came up the other day.
What's his name?
Ray Parker Jr.
He just, like, came up to you and started talking to you?
No.
I thought he was dead too.
Is he?
I don't know. He's got to be close.
It's got to mean that
we'll push him over.
The lawsuit's got to be over then, right?
Yeah, we'll push it over the edge.
Yeah. So my boss said,
"Who are you going to call?" Ray Parker Jr. is dead. My
boss said Ray Park, and he's like, "I don't know who that is." And I was like, and before I said anything, somebody said Ray Parker Jr. And I was like, "Oh, the guy that got sued by Huey Lewis and the News." And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Also, Ray Park was Darth Maul." And they were like, "Why do you know that?"
But the listeners know. They can see through your games.
No, Touch Myself by Divinals.
Is that?
That might be a bang.
Any excuse to touch himself.
No.
To the Divinals.
See, and you said that I was the bad one.
You are, because I'm just quoting what I'm watching in front of me right now. And like I said, you don't have the chest hair to do that whole Michael Myers scene. I guess it's Mike Myers. If I say Michael Myers, it sounds like a totally different movie.
Can you imagine Michael Myers replacing Austin Powers' character in the Austin Powers movies, though?
Well, that's going to be the cover of this episode.
It's got to be, doesn't it?
I don't know if I can pull that off.
I don't know if he's a banger. Banger seems more like murder with a blunt object.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Banger with a hanger? I'm a poet and didn't know it.
Banger with a hanger. Do you know how long it would take somebody to beat somebody else to death with a hanger?
Yeah.
You know, it boggles my mind too. Now that we're on
lots of things.
Now that we're on the subject of hangers, is remember, like, metal hangers were human death sticks?
Yes.
Like, you could use it for so many different kinds of weapon. And, like, I guess in hindsight, I'm glad that now that they basically don't exist. But I don't even remember when they disappeared, but they have completely disappeared.
I still have a bunch.
Do you?
Yeah, but I got them from work.
Oh.
Because the laundry guy would come in and switch out our uniforms. So.
Yeah, I guess maybe laundromats, or not laundromats, dry cleaners might still use them. Yeah.
But you're right.
But even then,
I don't think you can buy any.
It's not the straight line. It's like a full loop around so that you can't turn it into one jagged edge to hook somebody to death with. Or the other thing that was fun was spreading the triangle out into one long line and whipping the shit out of somebody with those things. Not that I ever did that, but
I don't know. I feel like there's jail in your future.
And my past.
Yeah, there'd be lots of banging going on in there.
Oof.
Yikes. Thank God you got that beard.
Oof.
Pretty mouth.
Gross. So what else you got?
I got that this is Hang Out with Your Slang Out. And I think we've banged the hell out of this one.
I am so happy that now that we're on episode 40 or whatever it is, that you finally figured out the title of our podcast. That's fun.
Yeah.
Bartman. That might have been a banger.
Oh, I forgot about Bartman.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Actually, think I might have had that CD. All right. Anybody got a banger out there? Let us know what it is.
Where can they let us know?
I don't know. Anybody remember how the post office works? Got to find yourself some stamps, preferably lickable. Hopefully the glue won't kill you, because I heard it's all poison now.
It's all poison now? Susan would have been killed by all of them?
All poison now.
Wow.
Susan. That's a sign valve.
Thank you. Way to get there.
Yeah. Ooh. But I'm going to get right there when I splice it. It's going to be fine.
Smoke signals also work when you want to reach out to us.
Yep.
Pony Express. We can be reached by Pony Express.
But if you have one of these things, they're called a computer.
Or a internet connected telephone.
Yes.
Some call it a cell phone.
Yeah. We call it the idiot box.
Although I guess VoIP would technically also. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So just bang on in there. HangoutwithyourSlangout.com. Find our website. Has all our links.
Does it hang out with your Slangout or is it just hang out?
It's Hangout Slangout. Or you could actually email us on the World Wide Web.
They can reach us at hangoutslangout@gmail.com.
Or they can just come by the house.
Don't do that.
Really?
It's hard enough to record with as many people as we have here now.
Okay. Yes.
Hangoutslangout@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. Or any of our socials, Instagram, DM us. I guess it's called X now. We're going to call it Twitter because it will be Twitter again. So on Twitter, you can reach out. Facebook.
Sure.
And we hang out at the mall a lot. So just come by. Preferably here in the Valley in Phoenix. But
we're usually by the stand that sells all the cell phone covers.
Yeah. Yes.
You never know when you're going to find a good cell phone cover.
Yep. There's so much truth to that. So we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think we'll see anybody, but yeah.
We'll
let you listen to us next week.
Yes.
We'll encourage you to listen to us next week.
We will force you to listen to us.
It can't be as bad as this episode was.
Nope. This episode was a banger.
Sure.
Slanging and banging.
It was. Till then.
Damn.
Swing and a miss.
Swinging a miss. I didn't miss nothing. Knocked that sucker right into first place.
Good point.
First place. First base. Thank you.
You knocked. Hey.
It's been a long week.
How much did you learn from the Sandlot about baseball? Was it a lot? Because it doesn't sound like any.
Yeah. I learned about the dogs and Wendy Peppercorn.
Wendy what?
It's Peppercorn, right?
Oh my God. Are we having a snuffleupagus moment right now?
What is it?
Peppercorn.
No, it's pepper.
No, it's not.
I will look this up right now. I will splice this. Well, if you're such an authority on the Sandlot, how do you know that?
I'm not an authority on the Sandlot. Just any idiot knows that it's Wendy Peppercorn. And in this particular instance, I am that idiot.
Really?
Yeah.
God damn this stupid internet.
The internet.
Is it Peffer?
The internet challenge is undefeated.
No, this is totally one of those stupid Mandalorian effects.
I think you should look that up too.
Mandela effect. I know what I'm saying. I know words.
I think it's Mandela effect, but whatever.
Oh my God. Mangala effect.
No G. It's still D. Just Mandela is Nelson and he ran a country. This is Mandela effect. Anyways, it's not important. What's important is that it's Wendy Peppercorn and Snuffleupagus.
Both of them bangers, right?
Sure.